The following podcast is a B&E Network exclusive.
Welcome to B Movies and Ebooks. I'm Craig Wade.
And I'm Brian Allen DeLaney.
And today we are going to talk about the film The Final Girl and the novella Bucket List by Dawn Cano.
Yeah.
So before we get into any of that, what do you got going on, Brian?
I have like a couple of pieces of news, but neither one of them are very long or very much information, right?
Okay.
And then I figured just because we did it at the end of the show last week, we can talk about our March Madmen bracket again, just for a second.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time and effort into that.
Yeah, you did.
And I just want to see something from that. All right.
Okay.
So first bit of news, Garry Shandling died.
Yeah, that sucks. I really liked him.
I mean, like, I don't know if I would consider myself like a Shandhead or anything, but
I was wanting to definitely start a Shandling podcast.
Yeah.
We could talk only about Larry Sanders.
Yeah.
But
just episode by episode breakdowns.
Yeah. No, one of the funniest things I ever saw him do was that really uncomfortably awkward thing with him and Ricky Gervais. Or Ricky Gervais, I don't know. But anyway, no, did you ever see that interview where Ricky went to interview him? And
no.
Dude, you owe it to yourself to watch it. It's insane. Like, it's so awkward. Like, even... And neither of them ever said whether it was a setup or not, but it was like they hated each other immediately. And it was awesome. But anyway...
Garry Shandling's one of those guys like Billy Crystal,
mm-hmm.
Where I don't necessarily go out of my way to watch something that they're in, but like pretty much everything they're in, I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to go binge watch all of the Larry Sanders Show or anything like that.
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think you should binge watch all of the Larry Sanders Show. I really do. Like, it's really, really good. If you
since this happened, because I saw it or whatever, and the internet has been like just talking about Larry Sanders again.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was. I think it was probably before the internet was really a thing, but yeah, I don't know. I never watched it, but I hear really good stuff.
Well, see, I didn't have cable whenever it was on, but I don't know, 2 years ago, it was something whenever HBO Now came out, or HBO Go. Which one's the one that you got with the package?
Go.
Okay, so when HBO Go came out, I threw it on my iPad and would watch them at the gym. And so I've only watched 2 seasons. How many things watching at the gym?
Yeah.
Well, no, I was like, you're either doing that or just sitting there. Like, this gym literally had like 4 channels. And so it's like I could throw it on the magazine stand and just watch it while hitting an elliptical. And so anyway, it was really, really funny. And it holds up pretty well. But yeah, I mean, that sucks. This whole year, like, as far as celebrity deaths, it's I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. Like,
well, I mean, I don't want to.
Not that there's like a good year for celebrity.
Yeah, this was a great year in celebrity deaths.
Like, they really purged out those the unwanted ones this year. No, like this year really sucks. We got what? Lemmy, Bowie.
Yeah. Garry Shandling.
I mean, I'm sure there's someone else that kind of...
Durant died last week.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, dude, I wonder if Darkman will be at his funeral.
Like in full costume.
Yeah. But it's like not Liam Neeson. It's like the one off some of the like part 4.
Darkman 3. He's like, I finally got you, Durant. That's his eulogy.
You know, okay, so this week in news, I saw something kind of weird. I mean, were we done with Shandling?
That's basically all I had. I mean, there was no cause of death yet or anything like that. He just like got rushed to the hospital in emergency situation.
I'm guessing heart attack, probably.
Probably. I mean, that sounds really callous. I mean, probably. I mean, honestly.
Well, yeah. I mean, heart attacks get a lot of people. So does cancer. What if it was just something weird? Like, dude, he had a bullet.
I was thinking more like when Carradine went out.
Yeah, that sucks. Like that's all you're ever gonna like remember him by now. You know?
Yeah.
No, I mean, okay. Like
Kung Fu,
about
that Wild West show tech that he hosted for a while, and then his brother took over.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it was about it was on
like
Discovery Channel. It was on Discovery Channel, and it was all about Wild Western technology. So, like shows on revolvers and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
you would probably hate it.
Yeah, it sounds like something I would absolutely change the channel to.
Change the channel too.
Yeah. Watch out, Simpsons. I'm gonna watch some shitty show about old technology. No, but like it's something that I would not watch at all. But no, I mean, no matter what, okay, you think about like Kung Fu or Kill Bill or any of these things that he was in, which literally is my scope. Like that's
we're still talking about Garry Shandling, right?
That's the scope of my knowledge as far as David Carradine goes. Like I know Kung Fu, Kill Bill. I don't know anything else.
That's probably his top 2 things on IMDb.
Yeah. So anyway, but like, so you have that, and then like, no matter what, I can't even watch those movies anymore without thinking like, oh man, this guy hung himself while masturbating. Like, or what was
that is his top 2 things on IMDb, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh, you can't see that. Wow, that's really terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
well, it's actually Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, so not even like the original Kung
Fu. Okay, I saw something kind of interesting this week. It's called Bunny the Killer Thing is hitting DVD and Blu-ray.
Okay. I'm liking it already.
But all that they keep saying about it is that it's a very inappropriate and irreverent horror comedy. Like, no matter what, it's just like everything is just like horribly offensive or irreverent and like all this stuff. And it's just like, huh? You would have thought that like I would have heard of it. Not like I hear of everything, but I mean, I'm subscribed to so much like horror news and crap like that you would think that it's something that would have hit our radar by now. And then
yeah, what's it called?
Bunny the Killer Thing.
Is it like actually killer bunnies like Night of the Lepus?
I'm not sure. It looks like a dude in a giant bunny, like a guy in a suit, kind of like the Stuart Keane entry on the new, maybe a plug here on the upcoming, or I guess by the time this hits iTunes, it will have just come out, and you need to pick up a copy of Easter eggs and bunny boilers. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. But okay. I don't know. I mean, again, we can't really see it looks like that. Yeah. So okay. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But anyway. But so what else you got?
One other little thing. That I think you've probably heard already, but if not, then I'm going to tell you, drop some knowledge on you. They're making a Killer Klowns from Outer Space TV show.
I have not heard that.
I really wish I would have known about this last week, and we could have told Ryan C. Thomas about it, because he seems like a big Killer Klowns fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be I forgot what channel it is. I think it's FX or something like that.
Oh, really?
But yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't really know how I feel about that. Oh, the Chiodo
do it. Yeah.
Well, he's like from the original. Like the Chodos brothers did the original. So
yeah, he's doing this.
It's like CHIODO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, at least they got the original guy. But on the other hand, I don't know how I feel about it. Like
he said it's both a sequel and a remake. He's calling it a requel. And then, so I guess it's sort of like Evil Dead 2.
Okay. I could see that.
You know what I mean? Where it's a sequel and a remake. And then he also said, quote, "It's fucking great."
Well, I mean, that
like
I wasn't told before that.
his like press release. That's how it ended.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, like, how do you feel about that though? Like, because I kind of feel like that's not really that suited for long form. Even though I love, like, my favorite horror is like campy, over the top, dumb horror films.
Yeah.
And so I love the original, but I don't know that it's that suited for it. I mean,
I could see it being like an anthology type thing
of always people getting killed by killer clowns.
Like, I mean, what else is going to happen? I think I don't know. I'm interested to see more, or to see where it goes, but I don't know if it's necessary.
Well, yeah, I apologize about getting a late start to anyone that followed our link on here. I had a crazy bacon fiasco.
Oh, God.
And by that, yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
No, what happened? Okay. So my wife was like, "I'm going to cook you breakfast and like it's going to be bacon and waffles." And my brother-in-law's in town right now. And so we're like, "Heck yeah, that's going to be awesome." And so anyway, I go to the store yesterday to buy bacon. They're out of the kind that I like, which is Black Label, jalapeno, or smoky, like the cherry wood bacon. But all they had was the Black Label normal bacon. Hold on. I'm about to expose a big thing. All right. So there's a brand called John Morrell. They had smoky bacon. I assumed that it wouldn't be shit. I assumed wrong because, okay, so it's like a cardboard box and there's like a little window that you can peek through at your bacon. And in the window, it shows meat, right? But you open it, you open it up, and only those pieces, like the 3 pieces that are in the little window, are meat. The rest is just pure fat. And so she threw it, like she was cooking it at like, I don't know, 9:20 or something, but it was just pure fat. And
it's gonna dissolve.
It looked like shit. So John Morrell, if you're listening, I doubt. But I want to get to the bottom of that. That's crap. But anyway, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
And also sorry about that tangent. So
no, I mean, you got to pick up bacon with like a healthy, strip of red down it. It's got to have a good fat to meat ratio.
And even the ones that were only viewable in the window, those only had meat from like the viewable part. Like they were just fat.
Okay, you have to give props then to the packaging director there.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That takes some skill there.
Yeah,
to line up all of your bacon where only the good part shows.
And since I'm always searching for a good deal, like I would have bought the other kind had they had it, but I just came off like a cheap asshole, like for this because they were like, like my brother-in-law was like, "John Morrell, didn't he run for president?" Like he's like, isn't that a tractor company? Like just giving me tons of crap, and I'm like, I just come off like a cheap.
Is this where our podcast is going?
Yeah. Well, it hadn't strayed
bacon. Far. No, it really hasn't. Right. Okay. So, I don't know where to go from there.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to give some sort of indicator on as far as why I'm late.
Oh, yeah, it was important.
Yeah, well, I felt like it was. And I also feel like we need to expose John Morrell, the bacon company. I need to know whether that's a shitty bacon company or if I just got a bad package.
You know what you need to do then is just buy lots of packages of it.
I should. That seems like a good.
It's the only way to tell for sure. I like how, as we've been talking about bacon, our viewer count has actually gone up.
Really? Another thing, like back to news real quick. Did you see The Exorcist cast Gina Davis this week? The TV show
Yeah.
The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Like,
isn't she the mom?
I don't know. Maybe
No,
I
I
should.
mean, like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I should have looked into that. That would make sense, but I don't know. I mean, I know that on past episodes of this, I've kind of panned the expectations for The Exorcist. It just seemed like a cash grab.
Yeah. So such a timely cash grab.
Well, no, I mean, but everything now, they're just cashing in on nostalgia. And I don't know. I mean, I know it's not an original rant to go off on it. Hell, it wouldn't even be original for this podcast, but it's still something that's annoying.
I believe it would be part of the Beanie Bingo. Beaningo?
Yeah. Yeah. We need to make that public one day. But Angela Rance is her character. Angela is naturally beautiful, regal, and proud, but weighed down by stress. She does everything she can to stay positive and keep her faith, even though her family is currently struggling. She can't help but think, however, if perhaps her nightmares about a demon are a sign of what's wrong.
So hold on a second. Did they just equate like demon possession with just normal family struggles?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Is that what just happens?
It sounds like this is going to be like leading up to. Yeah.
I was thinking like a sitcom, like Mr. Belvedere style or something like that, where Pazuzu lives with them.
Like, Pazuzu!
Yeah, exactly. What? Maybe in a van outside, step-by-step style.
No. They do the traditional sitcom, like drawing a line in Reagan's room. Like,
oh, yeah.
Pazuzu, that's your side. Yeah.
I'd watch that. I'd watch
I'd rather watch
house style like sitcom, but just where one of the characters is a demon.
Yeah, it's kind of like. Do you remember God, the Devil, and Bob? Yeah, kind of like that, but different.
Oh, man, that would be great.
All right, so I'm not going crazy. Eli Roth's Clown did hit pay-per-view when we reviewed it, right? We saw it on pay-per-view.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
it's finally like news.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. Yeah, it's like we reviewed that like last year.
Yeah, finally hitting the States. I don't know. I mean,
it might have got dropped and then,
but it's getting a theatrical release. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. I liked that movie though.
I did too. All right. Well, do you want to talk about March Madmen?
Just real quick. So basically we are going, we made a bracket, right? Like you're supposed to do in March, right? Mm-hmm. That's a thing. And we are going through various, horror icons and some of them less so icons like today's, which is the Djinn from Wishmaster, because I did this. And so I put him in there, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you'd be depriving yourself if you didn't include Witchmaster, which might be, honestly, from an outsider's perspective, I think that's your favorite horror franchise.
It might be. Well, no, and then also like I feel like later down the road, if he gets, with either like Pinhead or Freddy or someone like that who has like objectively a large amount of power. Mm-hmm. It could be an interesting matchup. He's a dark horse.
Yeah. Huh.
But anyway, also
so
maybe Mike Myers for some reason.
Like Mike Myers, not Michael Myers?
Yeah. like yes, the comedian. But no, so basically what we're doing is we're just running Twitter polls every day, basically until we run out of rounds. We are mostly through the finals. Is that what it is before? I don't know what the names of rounds of brackets are.
First, dude,
I don't know. We're basically like 7 rounds. But it's
a single elimination tournament.
Single elimination tournament.
So we're in the winner's bracket is what you call it.
Yes, I
Like,
guess. I don't know.
we're not in the winner's bracket yet, but that'll be coming in 2 days. So basically, we're just pairing up. If you hadn't been following our Twitter or our Facebook or our website, if you've stumbled your way on,
Then why are you here, or how are you here?
Yeah, if you've stumbled your way onto this, it is literally we're pairing up monsters from films and letting them duke it out to try and figure out, just by process of voting, who is the biggest and baddest of them all. You want to know who I'm thinking might win?
Jason?
No. Who I honestly think might win, given the 16 people that we have, or 16 monsters.
Go on.
The Blob.
I could see it.
Because, I mean, like, not that
How
that's
do you
my
stop
favorite.
the Blob?
Yeah, exactly. How do you stop it? So, not that it's my favorite, but yeah, it's just kind of odd. But
What's really weird is the next round will be Freddy versus the Blob.
Oh,
Because, like, how do you go against something that doesn't dream? Or does the Blob dream? I don't know.
dude, we're getting real existential now.
But yeah, so if you go to our Twitter or Facebook or website, all at B&E Pod, you can see current bracket information and vote on who you think should win.
Yeah.
So it's sparked some interesting conversations on Facebook. I threw it in some horror groups and stuff that I'm in, and so yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, there's been a lot of interest in it, which is not surprising. It wasn't the word that I was going to use, but it's done really well.
For your faith, Craig.
Surprising. Brian had an idea that took off. No, no, like it's really like a cool thing, and yeah, it's taken off kind of well. So yeah, make sure and follow us for that. And I believe that by the end of next week, we will have the final results, huh?
Yeah, I think so. If I keep going every day, I've been dropping them at like midnight,
Okay.
Central Time.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
okay.
Yeah, we're almost through the first round, and then there's 6 more matches or whatever after that. So we're about at the halfway point.
Yeah. So follow at B&E Pod for updates on that. But you want to get into reviews?
Yeah, you want to go
Let's
book
do
first?
Yes. So we will be right back after this. We'll be back. Welcome back. I took a break to eat a little bit of bacon.
Yeah.
Do what?
Oh my god. Nothing. It's just like
how unprofessional and terrible.
I think best show ever.
Well, it's a show. No one can say that.
No, it's not. All right, so we're back with our review of Dawn Cano's bucket list, right? Novella. Do you want to run through brief synopsis here?
I don't know how to do it without spoiling, honestly. And does it matter? Let me check real quick on Amazon as far as what the synopsis says, like how much it gives away.
Well, I mean, it's just a dude. Well, I mean, the title kind of tells you that he's going to be going through his bucket list.
Okay. Yeah, and what this is a novelization of the film The Bucket List with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. And I felt that it stuck very true.
Oh my god, if you picture the story as that.
Which one's
I don't know. Oh god.
Anyway. No. So yeah, it's a guy going through his bucket list because he's dying because his wife cheated on him and gave him AIDS.
Yeah.
And
it's basically him doing a few things that he wanted to do before he died.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a bucket list of sorts.
Yeah, only his is a little different. It's a little different than the traditional bucket list.
So what is a traditional bucket list?
I don't know.
Like, what do you think would do? Yeah, exactly. Like, go to France or like see the Grand Canyon or write a novel, like that sort of things.
Yeah.
This is not that.
This is horribly dark. It's a different kind of story. That said, okay. So how this got on my radar. I follow a lot of authors and stuff on Facebook, correct?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, well, no, it definitely seemed like for a long time, a lot of things that I would like, it would show Dawn Cano liked. And so she seemed to be appreciative, especially of like Matt Shaw and Tim Miller. Yeah, but at the time, I mean, Hickman just got on my radar at the beginning of this year. But Matt Shaw and Tim Miller, I kept seeing like her popping up on stuff. Well, then I found out, I believe Shaw or maybe Tim Miller. No, it was Matt Shaw. Shared a link that said, Dawn Cano wrote her first book. Check it out. I jumped on it immediately. I try to support authors just in general, especially we focus a lot on independent or self-published and independent small press type stuff on here. But so anyway, I checked it out. It was a thing called Sleep Deprived. And I don't know if it's because I have a newborn child or not, but that's the only book in a long time to actually like, I knew I could never like quote unquote review it because I wouldn't do it justice either way. Like as far as on the show, because it's not like it was bad or anything. Like it was written very well. It's just, it was so dark that I did not like it, but it was so effective that I couldn't give it a low rating. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Martyrs or something like that. And so anyway, I was like, dude, I'm going to definitely check out what she writes from here on. And so that was only about a month and a half maybe ago. And since then she's put out 2 more books, one of which being Bucket List. And so I figured, you know what? I'm not even going to look into it. Let's just do this one on the show. And well, no, I mean, let's just jump in and see what it is, see what it's like. And it's, I'm happy we checked it out. I will put it that way. It was a very, I don't know. How did you feel? Is there,
this was dark, like
really dark.
And it's not just, I think it wasn't just the violence about it, that made it dark, because like we've read some violent stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't just that, because although there was some, let's call it creative violence in this book, I think the reasoning behind it and where it came from made it even so much worse. Yeah.
I wanted to be like just thinking that I would have a hard time reviewing the last book, Sleep Deprived. But this one is equally problematic in throwing a rating on. And that speaks volumes to the writing.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly feel like it was very well written. It is straight up extreme horror. If you're not into it, you probably, if you like a good cerebral tale, this is not it. This is extreme horror.
The first 40% kind of like borders on just tragedy.
Yeah, you felt really bad for the main character.
Yeah.
And then something happens once he starts realizing his bucket list. I did think that a lot of the implications on, fanaticism about the wrong people reading or consuming the wrong movies. I always enjoy that in a story. I hate that whenever it's discussed on, like, as far as a political talking
real life.
Yes, where the Tipper Gores of the world want to talk about.
What a timely reference.
Well, no, but it's true. Like,
I know PMRC and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like I do
look it up, kids.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed that in this. I will definitely say that I do not regret purchasing either of these two books. Like, and I will. The hard part is actually assigning a rating. I will say the only thing that I found odd, and I found kind of odd about Bucket List. I don't believe, maybe I'm wrong. I believe Dawn's still in the chat. I don't believe that she is from the UK, but like I think she's from Texas, and the this is written. I'm not. I'm in Texas. Okay, yeah. So Dawn is in Texas. So written with I don't even know what you call it. Written in UK style or English style,
or at least just influence.
Well, I mean the word choice as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And not saying that that's good or bad or anything. That's not at all. I just found it to be an odd choice. However, if you're really influenced by English horror, and I mean, nothing's saying that you can't write that way. Hell, I mean, but it's just, it's an odd choice. However, this story especially fits better in the UK than it does here because, coming over for tea is not something we really do.
Yeah, I guess.
Which makes no sense having not read the thing, but anyway, that does play into the plot.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're doing a euphemism. Coming over for tea. It's like, no, that's an actual plot point.
Having a bit of the tea and milk. I don't know.
You have no idea, do you?
No, don't they put milk in their tea over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've done that here. Not that there's geographical constraints on where you can put milk in tea, but I've done that, and every time I'm like, "Damn, it works."
You didn't do it in iced tea, did you?
Oh God, no. That'd be terrible. Just hot. But anyway, no, I just found that to be an interesting point. I will say this is, if you're a fan of, I mean, Matt Shaw, Matt Hickman, Richard Lehman. I would even go so far as saying like, I don't know, Edward Lee even.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be right up your alley. But if you're looking for and the other thing is this is a short story. So yeah. It's short story, borderline novella length. I just got a message from Matt Shaw, learn how to drink tea. That's all I'm saying. No.
Going live is weird.
Yeah, it's real weird. We're used to existing in a vacuum, but no, I mean, like, I don't know. If you're looking for something much harder edged than normal horror, this is right up your alley. I really like this one, but I'm used to these kinds of things.
Yeah, if this would have been my first like extreme horror book, I don't know if I would have liked it. You know what I mean? And I'm used to the I don't want to call it tropes, but I guess style and idiosyncrasies of the genre now, that I think I can just appreciate it a little bit more, right? So I think I kind of want to go back and read like Burden again and see if I like it better.
And see if you jump ship.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. This book carries a warning.
And I think heeding that warning is good. Also, Matt Shaw messaged again and said, "Could be worse. Could have been a picture of my cock. Be thankful." Like this random picture or this random message. But yeah, no. What were you saying? Sorry.
I don't know. It's just, and I think I mentioned it before, but I think it's the like added level of pathos that you kind of feel for the main character that makes everything significantly worse. And then you don't really know, like, if you're supposed to root for him or if you're supposed to, like, you know, be, I don't know. It's hard to gauge what you're supposed to feel for it. And I think I like that about that. You know, it puts you in an uncomfortable position and never really lets up. Because even at the end, and I'm not going to spoil it, I didn't know if it was a good, like, if it was a happy ending or not.
No.
You
No.
know what I mean?
It really, really digs the claws in. It digs its claws into you in the beginning as far as your emotions. Like, you have a sympathetic character, takes a hard right turn and never lets up. And I don't know. I mean, I really liked it. I'm going to say that I hate to keep, I don't know. There's something stopping it, in my opinion, from being a 4, even though I think that it's 4 out of 5. It's on par with 4 out of 5s on our scale. I'm going to say a 3.5. And
that's actually where I was going with too.
Very, very strong 3.5 with a hard recommendation for fans of extreme horror. These, and you know, even though Sleep Deprived wasn't my cup of tea, see what I
God.
Anyway,
call back.
Yeah. So even though Sleep Deprived was not, like, I found it problematic. I found only because of how immoral it was.
I'm gonna have to read this one.
Yeah, I think you do. I still would recommend people, fans of extreme horror, checking that out. It's a insane. I mean, on the first page of the book, it's talking about how they don't know that someone's baby's being cooked. So it only goes further from there.
Nice.
So anyway, but yeah, I was reading that like, good God, this is depressing. But yeah. Anyway, but anyway, this one I really, really enjoyed. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'd say a solid 3.5. And, you know, we like to reiterate from time to time that our out of 5, you know, like, I think, at least me personally, I think 2.5 is like an average thing, you know, so it's like, oh, it was an all right movie or all right book. Mm-hmm. So anything over that is basically gravy. And I think I've only ever given 2 5s ever.
And none, we've never given 5s to books.
Which is weird.
No book has gotten a 5. We challenge. Find me a book.
No. But I mean, there's been some 4.5s and stuff.
There's been, yeah.
And coincidentally, there's also hasn't been very many 1s.
No, because generally we find something that we like, even in the shittiest of things, like X Giant, the legend.
I loved X Giant.
But anyway, yeah, check it out. I believe if you're on KU, you can borrow it. But
buy it.
Buy it. It's $1.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I guess we will be back. Unless you have more to say, we'll be back with our review of The Final Girl. And we're back with our review of The Final Girl.
I think it's just Final Girl.
It's just Final Girl?
I don't think there's a the.
Okay, it's the other one that's The Final Girls.
I think so.
Yeah, sorry.
It's kind of confusing. But yeah. Anyway, so it's Final Girl. Directed by Tyler Shields, right? Starring Abigail Breslin. So let's see. This is a movie where, let's see how to describe this. There's a group of people, a group of dudes who have killed a bunch of girls in the woods, right? And this movie is about a guy who trained a girl to take them down.
Yeah. And
that's it.
Straight out of the gate, they made 2 casting choices that I feel strongly about.
Strongly, like, good or bad?
Both. All right, you got Wes Bentley.
Okay.
Coolest. Like, dude is creepy as hell all the time.
Yeah.
And he's always really, really good in films.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Abigail Breslin, which I don't know if you remember when we reviewed Maggie. I have a strong disdain for. Not for any other reason other than the fact that she's not really good at acting. And the way that she the way that she talks and stuff kind of annoys me. However, I will say this was the best I've ever seen her perform in a film.
I think I know why. Because I think if I remember correctly, you think she's kind of wooden.
Very wooden.
Right? Okay. But in this, it works.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be wooden.
Attached and wooden.
Yeah. So, and in Little Miss Sunshine, she was really good, but she was like 5 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah, she was a little girl playing a little girl.
Yeah. So
no, I mean she did well. I liked Maggie though.
Yeah, you did. I didn't.
Yeah. So, what else do you have to say about this? See, so I guess it's a shame then that Wes Bentley wasn't in it very much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't have to be. You know, it's Wes Bentley. He just leaves his classic Bentley stamp.
Yeah. He was just there teaching her how to do chokeholds and then film plastic bags.
Yeah.
So what'd you think?
Okay, well, one thing that I really liked about it was the stylistic choice to kind of do it almost like a it felt like a graphic novel
like
come to life.
I think it felt like a play.
Did it?
To me anyway, because like, all right, whenever I've seen live theater, right, you kind of have to like project a little bit more and be a little bit, I don't want to say overacty, right? But you have to exaggerate a little bit because, you know, you're supposed to be playing to the back row, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like a lot of this movie was that, you know, especially like the main bad guy. Jameson, I think his name was, right? Like there was just some over the topness to things, but I think it actually it wasn't necessarily like a hindering thing. You're looking at me weird. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
But
I was looking down for a second.
Yeah. But then no, that's it. I mean, like I think it worked out. The whole movie, like stylistically, I thought it was a very pretty movie. It was also very dark, though. It was very like, you know, light and shadow.
Yeah.
Well,
the reason that I said that it felt like a comic book come to life is the sets were very minimal, but what was shown was very detailed. You know,
yeah.
So like whatever's lit in frame, very detailed. But
but
everything in the background,
shadows,
nothing. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I thought that it was visually entertaining. It was extremely minimal as far as the plot goes.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure who Wes Bentley actually was in it.
Never said it.
But you know, it kind of felt like a hack slash film.
Yeah,
like a film version of hack slash. Like
I think it was like hack slash, but then also, honestly, I got a Batman and Robin feel to it because you have this older guy training basically a child. She's like, you know, 6 or 7 at the beginning of the movie, something like that. And he's training her for 12 years to fight his fight, basically. Yeah. And, you know, that's, I guess, what Batman does, you know, like with his Robins and things. I'm sorry, I'm Dawn of Justice. I'm probably going to go see it this weekend. And so,
dude, it's getting panned really bad.
I know. I'm so excited.
I felt. Well, the thing is, it's going to get panned either way. For some reason, the same people that loved Zack Snyder 5 years ago hate him now.
Yeah, it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, you know, you're right. It had like this sort of comic book feel to it, but there really wasn't much going on.
Not much at all.
It was very ambient, And I mean, even the fight scenes and stuff, there wasn't much going on.
No, they weren't like heavily choreographed. I think that the choice of villain worked extremely well with this movie. So it's a group of these like yuppies, basically. Yeah. And I love whenever there's yuppie villains, like in Funny Games or in this, even though Funny Games is not a fun movie at all, but like this or like The Purge, you know, when you have like these extreme yuppies, for me, there's some real, I guess maybe it's like a real world connection of people that you can't really despise or that you totally despise, you can't stand. But I don't know. I really, really like that choice, but I don't know. The film itself, I would say a low 3 on mine.
You think?
Yeah, only because whereas films like Mad Max were minimal and like plot didn't really, like there was not much of a plot. There was at least enough to look at to keep you preoccupied from the fact that there was no plot, thus making it very, very enjoyable. The I don't know, the other, I don't know, this one, there was just something about it that was a little off-putting, even though all of the elements I really liked.
Yeah, I could see that. I actually really liked it.
Did you? What would you say?
I want to go 4.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There was just like, I don't know. There was this air of like uneasiness about the whole thing. The whole thing was just like not so much on edge, but you're uncomfortable through the whole thing, right? I liked the idea of the guy exacting revenge for his wife, right? But then it never really went into detail with it, and so you don't know if it was actually true, or you know, if he like, I don't know, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I can understand liking it. Here's where I would view it as a 4. If I knew a sequel was coming, or if this was the first episode of a TV series. Because
you just want to know more.
I want to know more. Like the thing is, the visual, like the stylistic choices were really, really cool. I enjoyed how it looked. I didn't think it wasn't cool enough that it kept me satiated whenever there was no answers at the end.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's definitely like a valid point. But it's just like the mystery is kind of intriguing, you know, to me. And it's like, you don't know, did this guy like just, how is he even doing this? You know, because like what he's doing is taking like a lot of money and time to do, you know, basically raising a little child to do this one solitary task, right? And it could be, you know, like there could be sequels. I don't think there needs to be, but you know, if it did, it would just end up being like, you know, like a hack slash movie,
which I would love. I mean,
I'd rather just have a hack slash movie though.
Yeah. Well, I think hack slash is better because even though this was a strong female character, I felt like hack slash has a stronger female character because she's not so dependent on Vlad.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
This
Vlad
was a very, very like not codependent relationship, but almost like, what's the Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
You know, and there were some parts that were really awkward between them.
Like the sleeping in the bed scene.
Yeah. And even well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I don't know. It was just awkward. And so although she was like technically a strong person because she had like the will to survive and everything like that, I don't know if she's a strong character. You know, if that makes any sense.
See that.
Whereas, you know, hack slash, it's like she's the
Cassie
badass.
Hack's just a badass no matter what.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I don't regret watching it. It's better than average, but there was something off-putting, and I think that it's just the unanswered questions for me. So maybe if this was supposed to be like a continuation or anything like that, like a serial, and this is the first one, I'm all in. It's just if this is a one-off movie, it left a little too much out for me to really enjoy. So anyway, but
No, I mean the mystery behind it didn't bother me really. So
well, there we go.
that's it.
Yeah, but okay. Well, you want to talk about what we're going to do next week?
I know one of the things that we're going to be doing next week.
Yeah,
but I don't know the other one.
Well, I mean, honestly, we're pretty terrible about everything. But like, we're really terrible about saying that we're going to cover something and then we last minute change our mind. But definitely,
like last week.
Yeah, yeah. Like last week when we said we'd be doing God Bomb and Final Girl. At least
we forgot Easter was happening.
Yeah. And so anyway, but yeah, so we will be covering God Bomb next week
by Kit Power.
Yeah, and I believe he's going to be on the show, possibly.
So,
all right.
I don't know. Who knows what will happen because we're live.
Yeah, exactly. I actually got around to watching He Never Died last week.
I liked that movie.
Bizarre. Totally bizarre. I liked it a lot though.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we'll be doing God Bomb and then some other movie, but check onto our Twitter feed to get the link of where we're going, where to find us. Subscribe to us on Blab. Check us out. We're now releasing these on YouTube, which I don't know if that's the best format to check it out in because the audio feed is better. It's better. So anyway, but yeah. Check out our store. You can shop for really neat shit at.
There might be some new stuff hitting that pretty soon too.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, so you can find that at bndepod.com/shop. And make sure and vote for March Madmen on our Twitter and website, moviesandebooks.com. So anyway, that's about it.
Yeah, that's good. Else? No, I think we're good.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right.